Hello my dear friends, it's Canadian Immigration Channel and we're providing here an update on coronavirus with respect to visas and immigration to Canada, how this whole situation impacts your chances of coming to our country, whether temporarily or permanently. Now, before we proceed further, let me just quickly remind you, if you're looking for us to assess your chances for immigration to Canada, feel free to click on the link cictv.ca/go and one of our experts will be able to contact you directly and help you out to estimate your chances of coming to our country. Now, speaking of the update this week, things are finally, knock 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 of course, getting back to normal. Getting back to normal across all the provinces and territories of Canada. It's a bit too early to celebrate the victory, of course, but at least we all have the roadmap of opening. We've been waiting for British Columbia, that was the last province to announce its more or less tentative roadmap. Ontario has been very, very conservative in its opening, but news are coming every single day with respect to how these restrictions will be eased, and that of course impacts your immigration opportunities as well. Speaking about those immigration opportunities, let's start with Ontario. Now, Ontario Provincial Nominee Program has recently started taking applicants from abroad as well. So if you got yourself express entry, if you're francophonic applicant, so you could go through the francophonic stream. If you just got express entry but you might be potentially interested to Ontario might actually pull you out from express entry pool and invite you to apply. So Ontario is starting to take applicants, starting to take foreigners, which is great news because throughout all this coronavirus history, other provinces were benefiting from the most successful and the most prosperous applicants, while Ontario was on freeze and on hold with this immigration program. Well, it's quite understandable considering this all unpredictability with the virus and how it will impact our future life. Now, Ontario is showing the first signs of being unfrozen with respect to immigration as well. Now, moving forward with the provinces which were not impacted that strongly, New Brunswick is starting to take applicants. Foreignly trained nurses, francophonic nurses are invited to participate in online informational session for them, which will allow these foreign nurses to apply for immigration. I'm trying to be as soft and careful as possible in here with respect to potential chances for immigration, because I've never heard such an online session to be available ever, but well, coronavirus is impacting our lives, it's bringing something new, and finally, instead of traveling abroad, New Brunswick is considering to do it differently and conduct those sessions online. Now, moving forward with respect to immigration to Canada, a bit of generic information from the Minister of Immigration, who has finally had a conversation with the representatives of Law Society of Canada and said that, and I would rather say confirmed, that immigrants are the cornerstone for success of Canada, and immigration authorities are not looking to decrease the number of potential immigrants, despite the fact that there will probably be a recession of the economy all over the world, and God knows how it will impact overall situation in Canada. It is expected that openness of Canada, it is expected that the number of newly allowed immigrants into the country will help us to recover faster, sooner, will create new jobs instead of like covering up and closing the gates like our southern neighbor does. Now, that is pretty much it with respect to immigration, so we are still waiting for a bit of news for the international students. It's still a bit unclear what to do with the September intake. I know many of you are agitated and waiting for those news. Equally do we. We got a bunch of clients who are sort of stuck in this situation. Now, for those of you who are desperate to come to Canada, I would strongly recommend you to reconsider your plans and look for alternatives for provincial nominee programs. Carefully look at the pilots. Considering pilots, by the way, pilots are starting to reopen as well. City of Sudbury has been running its first round of invitations, which is kind of, strong words for the fact that they were just taking applicants, literally those who have connections with Sudbury, those who have job offers with Sudbury, and inviting them to apply, which again is a great sign of the fact that finally pilots are starting to unfroze. Well, it's still a bit too early to say when, how it will all resume back to normal, but regardless, pilots are starting to work back as well. Now, for those applicants who are looking to apply either for the pilots or for provincial nominee program, let me just quickly remind you again that if you're looking for us to assess your chances, feel free to send us an email and we'll try our very best to help you out. Stay tuned with us and of course subscribe for the channel.